In the last video, we learned how to make the pattern for this dress from the basic body block. Now we learn how to sew this pattern. It's an amazing design because it's very versatile. It can stay with the kit for a minimum of 2 to 3 years because simply you have the bow strap, which makes it easily adjustable. And in the back there is elastic as well, which makes it easily adjustable for the kid's size. I'll be adding the link for the video in the description box where we did the pattern in case you're interested to create the pattern yourself. If you're not interested into creating the pattern and you want to buy the dress pattern ready-made, then you can check the description box below. I'll be linking the Etsy store where you can buy the ready-made pattern. It's offered from newborn up to 14 years. So now let's start cutting the fabric and mark all the notches as per the picture. Make sure to mark all the notches because this will help you in the sewing process later. For this step, it's an optional step. In case you want the bow strap to be more stiff, we'll be adding fusible interfacing for the bow strap. Sew a gathering stitch for all the ruffles. Gather all the layers. Make sure that the third layer is gathered up till it reaches the length of the second layer. The second layer, gather it up to it reach the length of the first layer. And the first layer, gather it up to it reach the length of front bodice. We will not be gathering the back skirt for the first layer because it will be attached to the back bodice, which is already going to have elastic inside. Sew the 3 front ruffles together and the 3 back ruffles together. Now you can finish the ruffles with either a serger or a zigzag stitch. Also, you'll need to finish the pockets with either a gathering stitch or a serger. Next step is attaching the pocket. Match the right sides together. You'll match the pocket notches to the dress and sew a straight line at 0.3 millimeter away from the seam allowance line. Then open the pocket and sew a stay stitch at 1 millimeter. Match the skirt front and back together, making sure that the pockets are aligned. Pin it in place and sew the side for the skirt. Now you have the skirt ready, including the pockets as well. Next, we'll sew the straps. Match the right sides together for each of the 4 straps. Sew the 3 sides. Make sure to leave the bottom open because this is where you will flip. Cut the extra and flip it. Sew a top stitch for all the 4 straps. This will give it a nice look and it will make sure that it stays in place without having the lining popping out to the front. It's a nice idea to have the lining of a different contrasting fabric because it gives the dress an edgy look. Now we'll attach the back strap to the back bodice. Sandwich the strap in between the main fabric and the lining for the bodice as per the notches and sew a straight line. For the front bodice, they stitch at the neck and the armholes to make sure that it looks nice at the end and it doesn't wobble the curved part of the front bodice. After sewing a straight stitch, put the straps at where it should be placed, sandwiching them between the main fabric and the lining. Now attach the front and the back pieces together, matching the right sides together, and sew the side seam. Now we can sew the top stitch all around the bodice at 1 millimeter away from the edge. Before attaching the elastic, you need now to make the casing for the elastic. So following the pattern, you will find 2 horizontal dotted lines at the back bodice. Those represent the casing for the elastic in the back bodice. Sew the top of the 2 lines for the elastic casing. So now you have the top part of the dress ready and the skirt part ready. What we'll do now is we'll attach the top of the dress to the bottom, matching the right sides together. We'll attach both the skirt and the front and the bodice together. Before attaching the elastic, it's a good time now to finish the dress hem. This can happen with many options. Is to use the serger or the zigzag stitch and then double or single fold the dress skirt. To attach the elastic at the back of the dress, what we'll do is we'll attach the sides first. So sandwich the elastic at the side seam area between the main fabric and the lining, attaching it in place to make sure that it doesn't move. Sew the bottom of the 2 lines for the elastic casing after finishing attaching the elastic to the sides. Now the elastic is encased in the back bodice. The only remaining part now to finish the dress is attaching the bodice lining to the main fabric. Iron the seam allowance for the bodice lining to the inside from the wrong side of the dress. And pin the bodice lining to the main fabric, sandwiching the skirt in the middle. You can do the sewing part either by hand stitching or from the wrong side of the dress, stitching or top stitching from the right side of the bodice, making sure that you catch the lining while sewing from the top. Now the dress is ready. I love how summery and flowy this dress is. It's really an amazing dress that kids fall in love with because it's so colorful. If you like the video, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos. And thank you for watching.